What's up, baby? Back in the saddle. Absolutely. Here we are. Doing it again. We got our episodes a little switched up. I can't remember what episode. I guess this will be like 10 if you're hearing it or something. Not to peek behind the camera too much, but I'm involved. Now, and you'll find out about this a little bit later, okay? But what happened? I'm involved in a little project down here in Nashville. Okay, very cool. Could really change up the game for me and for everybody. It's exciting, but it's still in production, and I started talking about it too soon. So, just so you know, a couple weeks ahead of time, just because I'm on the road and I care about you guys, and we always want to make sure that you get your episode because we love you. Me and Aiden love you, and we know that you love us. So we try to be professional, kind of backlog them a little bit. And then I started spouting off talking about something that I can't talk about yet. But when you hear it or watch it or listen to it, however you take it in, you'll be like, wow, this is really cool. I can't believe Lee did that. And I understand why he was squawking his little beak about it before he should have. So that's where we are right now, man. I'm happy to be back, dude. I tell you what, burped within the first minute. Good. You guys are listening to this, huh? That's pretty wild. I've got buddies that listen to it and family members that listen to it, and I appreciate them, but it is expected. Aunt Kelly, you're listening to every episode. Shout out favorite Aunt Kelly. Call her FAK. Call her FAC for short, dude. I love Aunt Kelly. She listens. But just random people that are, just finding me on the gram. Shout out Brogan. Finding me after a Theo show. Shout out the Rat Man. Whatever it is. But, I'm just blown away. People are listening. People are DMing me. People are saying nice things. People are saying mean things. It doesn't matter, man. People are saying things. I can't believe it. So thank you very much for listening. And now you're back, and now we're doing it. Speaking of the old Brogue Dog, you might recognize these glasses. Okay, so we're like 10 deep, I think, right now, at least released. I've worn a pair of glasses in every episode minus one. You guys remember that where I looked like a frog? That was good. And they were the yellow glasses. Well, absolutely, Nash. I've got some sad news. I lost the yellow glasses. I finally lost them, man. It's crushing. I lost them at a Firehouse Subs in Sacramento, California. I can't believe it. I've never owned a pair of nice sunglasses for that very reason, just because I lose things and you can't put an air tag on a pair of glasses. I have no idea how I lost them. They might have fallen off of my shirt or something, but I distinctly remember walking out of the Firehouse Subs in Sacramento and taking a deep breath and saying, man, this is cool. I'm in California for the first time, and taking my yellow shades off. And then I got to the hotel and they're gone, man. So if you know anybody in Sacramento, tell them to keep their eyes peeled. I've scoured the internet looking for those frames in yellow glasses, but they don't have them. I've been to 3 sunglass huts here in Nashville. Can't find them, man. They're not there. So if you've got a link on the yellow frame or the yellow lens Ray-Bans, hit your boy up because, I love these glasses. I like the way the world looks through these glasses, but I do just miss the yellow Johnnies. Probably the longest I've owned a nice anything, man. I almost got to a year with those things. I won't forget, it was right before we moved down here. It must have been August. We were up in Cincinnati, and I had just got back from the road, and I had a little folding money in my pocket, and Anna, my girl, was being a girl, and was like, do you want to go to Nordstrom Rack? And I was like, yes, bitch. So we did, and I would have never bought them had my beautiful fiance not told me that, I deserved a little something nice, deserved a treat. I could move on from the Love's gas station yellow aviators, and I did, and now it's the end of an era. And it's okay. I actually am kind of bummed out by it. They felt like my juju. They felt like some kind of good luck. I look at the Absolutely Instagram, and I'm like, dang, you really wore those yellow glasses, boy. Commit to the dang bit, dude. It was one of the, when I first bought them, I bought my first pair of yellow frames, 4 or 5 years ago. It was pre-COVID. I just loved them. Did a lot of driving, and they're advertised for helping truckers drive at night. So I was like, I'll grab those, and then I'd wear them, and then I'd wear them out in the world. And it was like one of those, choices that you make where you put something on and you go, what's my goal here? Like, do I like these? Am I putting these on to be perceived in a certain way? What is that way that I'm trying to be perceived? What other people, do people think that I'm like lame or trying to be cool? Because I roll up in these and people are like, oh, what's up, rock star? And I'm like, dude, I don't think I'm Elton John. I don't know. But I really did wear them, and it got to the point where I was like over it, I would just be wearing my yellow glasses inside at 11 o'clock, and I didn't care what anyone thought about it. And it was kind of powerful, honestly. It was like a thing that I had to get over, and then I got over it, and then I lost them, and I feel so bad, man. I hope a young Mexican boy has found them out in Sacramento and has wrapped his whole personality around them as well, because they are quite the find. But now I got these blue Johnnies, and it is what it is, man. I was out in Sacramento. If I gave you 1,000,000 guesses, would you guess that that's the capital of California? I wouldn't. Dude, I tell you what, I thought that I had a basic grasp on like middle school geography class, right? I thought I could tell you, like, if I had a blank map, I'd be like, oh, yeah, boom, boom, boom. There's all the maps, rattle off all the capitals and stuff. Not as good at it as I thought, man. Sacramento, California is the capital of that state. How is it not L.A.? That's crazy to me. You're walking around Sacramento, which is a fine town, depending on where you are. I guess that's most places. But I don't know. I love going to a Capitol building. Sacramento did it right. They got a bunch of trees there, all sorts of trees. I met the state champion tree out there. Real story. I was just walking by, taking in all the trees, and then they had plaques on them telling you, like, what they were and how old they were. And then I met one, the damn state champion, dude. Can you believe it? Met the state champion cedar tree out in Sacramento, California. And then we went to Fresno, and then we went to San Diego, a true American paradise, dude. It was very fun. Got to walk around with Derek Stroop all day in San Diego, and we went and looked at some big, like, naval bombers and stuff. I saw a guy wreck a boat, clearly just on his way to getting a DUI on a boat. So that was fun. That was fun, man. Been doing a lot of traveling.
What did he wreck? Like, what did he hit?
He definitely thought that the ocean was deeper than it was. He ran into an old sandbar, apparently. Or, I don't know, a cove, whatever you would call it. But it was so funny, man. He was cruising. There was a big American flag whipping in the background. His girl's hair was flowing in the wind. Thank God they were all wearing life jackets. I mean, it didn't, like, capsize or anything, but this guy... It was like a bad fender bender, but on the water. It was funny. It was funny to see, man. Yeah, California. It was really my first time extended stay out in California, and I gotta say, I dig it. My first take of California ever was Fresno or Sacramento, and then Fresno back to back, and that might as well be Alabama. I mean, fully a different beast out there. Very rural, straight farming town. Yeah, it was just cool to be out there, man. Young Fresno, California, dude. Parts of it looked like Ukraine. Current, modern day Ukraine. It was pretty wild, dude. They were out there. I got growled at a couple times. But no, I don't know. It was fun. Been traveling, not always just for business. Went up to Cincinnati a couple, I guess, 2 Tuesdays ago. Went back up to the Nasty Natty with my beautiful soon-to-be wife. Went to a Reds game. That was sick. Go Reds. Went there. Cold baseball game. Didn't quite get the entire feel what you want, but it was a cold day, and we went there. But there were some great moments. Reds won. I saw a young man from the, okay, this is cool. I typed this to myself when it happened. I said I'd talk about it. The Mariners were in town, and a kid for the Mariners named Ben Williamson was making his debut. And I didn't realize it, right? Because he gets up, and I look up, and I'm like, oh, this kid's batting 0. He's either really bad or this is his first time ever. And I look over, and then in the section where the friends and family of the Mariners would be sitting, I saw this group of like 12 bros just stand up and lose their mind, dude. It was like a 6:40 game in Cincinnati, probably 12,000 people there. It was fun, but it wasn't packed. But when this kid got to bat, all of his boys stood up and started losing their mind and were clapping and screaming at and filming after every pitch. So I Google him, and this kid, Ben Williamson, went to William and Mary College, got drafted a couple years ago, made his debut in Cincinnati, and it just gave me the chills, dude, to see his buddies, there's no way they all lived in Cincinnati. That was 10 dudes who all caught a flight on like a day's notice to go to Cincinnati and see their bro make his debut. And he got a hit. And they cheered, and I cheered, and it was great. I got a picture of Ben Williamson hitting. I was like right across from him. Good seats. Ben Williamson's up there hitting, and then behind him are all of his boys. And, you don't know what's like socially cool or weird anymore with social media, because it is odd that in theory you could just contact anybody who does have one. But I friend requested the kid. He's got like 2,000 followers. He hasn't accepted my friend request yet, but I DM'd him. Please accept it, dude. I want to send you these pictures from your debut with all of your friends standing in the background. So if you happen to know Ben Williamson, let him know that the Absolute Lee Show's giving him a ring, and I've got a memory for him, dude. But it was a great game, man. Cold as hell. This was a beautiful thing that happened at the game as well. These little kids, like a section over from us, maybe 4 rows down, wanted to start the wave. I'm talking 15,000 people there. And then 2 5-year-olds were like, and just kept doing it. And then a section of bros, very drunk college kids, cold night, all their shirts off. They see these little kids starting to do it. So now they have a mission. And they're like, we're going to get the wave started. And then over the course of like 15 minutes, maybe about 10, 12 minutes of those, I was like actively helping, like trying to get the wave, screaming at the section. Dude, these kids got the wave started. And it made its way all the way around the stadium. Completely changed the energy of the whole night. The Reds scored 4 runs that inning, put the game away. If you were at the Reds game on Tuesday, April 15th, you witnessed something really cool. That was awesome. The power of the wave, man. Another thing, you do it. Do you feel embarrassed when you're doing it? Not when everyone's doing it. That's the beautiful mob effect. But like the balls and confidence and just absolute audacity to think that you can be in a professional sports stadium and be like, I'm starting the wave. I'm going to be the one to start the wave, dude. That I respect that so much.
When I was a little kid, me and my older brother's friends were those little kids, and thankfully some guys spread out, like they moved around and did the wave, and it got it going.
That's so awesome. And you remember that
at Cincinnati Reds, yeah.
At the Reds
Yeah,
game?
at the Reds.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Podcast dad Aiden is an Indiana boy. And so, yeah, I would imagine you went to plenty of Reds games.
Went to a few.
Or it's the closest one you could go to. God, man, starting a wave at a game as a little kid is just so excellent, man. It really made me happy, and they were just loving it. The power that you would feel. I've never had the balls to do it. I've started a couple slow claps. I have started a couple slow claps. I guess the equivalent of in college would be, and I did that a lot, if you're in a packed out bar or if you're at a tailgate or something, if you're at a Kentucky sports related anything, at any moment, at the drop of a hat, you or someone around you could just go, oh, C-A-T-S, cats, and get that going. I've done that a couple times. That's fun, but very special seeing those young boys down there start the wave. Really changed the energy up. I just hat off to them. 2 young boys and their sister, so I got to shout out the sister too. The sister was honestly probably the most enthusiastic out of all of them, so I'll say a sister and her 2 brothers. Shout out to that, man. We were up in Cincinnati because my future sister-in-law. Okay, sister of my fiance. Her and her husband are having a baby, their fourth baby. Shout out to Kevin Lou. That very exciting. And so we went up there. They had a little gender reveal party, and it was excellent, fantastic. Cut the cake. No one knew. No one in the room knew. And then the oldest brother got to cut the cake and kind of peek in there and deliver the news. Young Cable. And he killed it. It was beautiful. Not a dry eye in the room. It's a little boy. Shout out baby boy Do. And it was really, really great. Kevin, my brother-in-law, told me the funniest story, dude. They, so, you go in, you get the image taken, the blood work. They find out if it's a B or a G. And then you can either find out right then, or they can give the information to somebody in the, if you want to do like a gender reveal or something like that. So, Kevin kind of wanted to know, but then, as the hubby, you're like, I'm going to do what I'm told to do, So, the doctor's talking to Kevin and he's like, he goes, do you want to know the gender of the baby? And Kevin's like, no, I don't think so. And then the doctor goes, okay, well, if you don't want to know the gender of the baby, then don't look at the ultrasound image because it's really obvious which one it is. And Kevin was like, what, dude? Okay, what did you just tell me? You either just, what does that mean? Okay, it's like you basically just said it's a boy. You basically told the guy that you were like, I don't want to know the gender. You just told him it's a boy. And if you didn't tell him it's a boy, then you told him his baby has a giant vagina or something. So that was really, he was really thrown for a loop. Hey, man, don't look at that picture. It's super obvious. It's like a baby in the womb can't have like an aggressively small penis. That's just such a wild move by that doctor to rip Kev with that. His head was spun out, dude. I'm so glad it's a boy. Yeah, dude, pulls it out. It's a man. That's crazy. Gender reveals. They're fun, man. They are fun. I remember when they first hit, and it was like it became very easy to make fun of them. Just like anything else. It became easy to make fun of them. And I never really got on board with making fun of the gender reveal. Sure, it's a little corny, but it's like, I don't know. I can imagine that when you are set to have a baby, I can't imagine anything is more exciting than that. And you don't really give a shit if anyone thinks what you're doing is corny. It's just exciting and you want to do it. And I've been to many and they are so fun. I mean, it's such a geek out. You're like, okay, well, we know there's going to be a new little human being. That's already wild. Can have a little baby running around where there wasn't a baby before. And then all at the same time, everyone finds out what kind of little baby it's going to be. That's so exciting. I think gender reveals are fun, man. All the smoke and the whatever, the cake, it's good, dude. I like the golf ball reveal. That one's fun. Whacking a golf ball, slicing it to let everyone know you have a daughter. Dude, there's been some crazy stories, though. There was that one gender reveal in California that, like, burned down half the state. I remember that one. And then there was one way long ago, because I used to do a joke about it. It's like probably 2018, 2019, definitely pre-COVID. Gender reveal party down in Iowa. And they did it right, boy. They did it right. Oh, they actually did it terribly wrong. God love their hearts. Gender reveal party, Iowa. The whole state's a cornfield. So they're out in a cornfield. And they built a bomb, dude. A huge one. Like a really big bomb, okay? And they were going to explode it. And, there would be one of two colors, and they know B or G. So they made this giant bomb and then went way across a cornfield because it's Iowa. And they blew the bomb up, and a piece of shrapnel went all the way across the field, and it hit a guy in the head on the spot. So where there is life, there is death. God giveth, and he taketh away. It's so wild. Do you think there was a moment when that piece of shrapnel went through his head and revealed a big old pink mist? They were like, it's a girl. Whoa, you guys went all out for this. Holy smokes, you killed Randy. It's a girl. Oh, man. Gender reveal, dude. Just a good old fashioned organic one. Just a box with a baby in it, then grab that little guy by the neck and hold it up and just be like, boom, you check it out. Oh, that's so crazy to think about. Gender reveal party. I'll have one day. What else are we talking about, man? Went up to Cincinnati, got to see some friends. That was fun. I was just out again, went up to Chi-Town, pretty cool. Didn't hate that at all. Chicago's very cool. Got to go to Wrigley Field. Felt like going to a straight up museum, man. Really appreciated that. I love baseball so much, but I have never talked about this publicly, but it's got a little bittersweet thing in my heart. Have I ever talked about the yips on here, Aiden? I don't think so.
Not that I can remember.
No, I got the yips, man. It, like, in a serious way. I played baseball my whole life, dude. It was my whole identity from like T-ball, 4 or 5 years old, all the way up until senior year of high school, even freshman year of college. I tried to go to NKU, walk on there, didn't but I was a baseball player. I was a baseball player so much that I went to college and I was like, oh, well, I have to play baseball. And, I didn't. But so I played all growing up, traveled around, played it, was good. I was a good baseball player. Played on a really good program at Tates Creek High School, and could have gone and played just about anywhere I wanted to. And halfway through my junior year of high school, dude, I was a catcher, good one, blocked everything up, had a hose down to second base, it's called pop to pop time. So pop where it hits my mitt, pop where it hits the shortstop mitt down at second, less than 2 seconds. Elite. It's like 1-9. Truly elite. I know it sounds so corny. I was really good at sports 20 years ago. But I was a good baseball player. I'm telling that to just set you up for the demise. I had a hose. I couldn't throw the ball back to the pitcher, dude. I'd catch the ball. It would be a ball or a strike. It wouldn't go into the field of play. It would be my job to get the ball back to the pitcher, and something in my brain, the wires got crossed, and I couldn't throw it back to the pitcher, man. And it was brutal. I'm talking like pump fake, put my leg out, pump fake, throw it like Smalls from Sandlot. Couldn't throw it. And it got to the point where the other teams, and their fans figured out about it. So I'd be having a big day. I'd be 3 for 4, throwing a guy out at second base. I'd be having a day, and then the wheels would fall off because I couldn't throw the ball back to the pitcher, and their dugout and their fans would be like, when I threw it. And, I'm talking a real just psychological nightmare. I didn't know what was going on. I'd get over it for little periods of time, and then it would just creep into your head. And saw a sports psychologist, tried the whole thing. And the sad part is, man, never really got over it. Not fully. Not to the point where I was like, oh yeah, remember when I had the yips? My baseball career kind of came to an end, and it was still a bit of an issue, Just kind of this unspoken thing. It became a problem. I DH'd a lot towards the end. I was like, if I was going to play in college, I was going to be a right fielder because I had a hose, and I could move. But yeah, it's crazy. The yips, people get them in all sorts of things. It's mostly athletics. People get the yips in their golf swing. People get the yips throwing the ball. I don't know. It's a weird little thing where something that is easy to do, that your brain knows that you can do, and then for whatever reason, something gets in the way and you can't complete the task. So it got my ass, man. It got me bad. And then I've kind of just lived in fear forever of getting the yips in some other sense, dude. The comedy yips would be the saddest thing in the world. Just going up on stage and being like, what's up, guys? I don't know. And that'll never happen. But God, it scared me, dude. Yeah, that was a bummer for everyone involved in that. Because it was one of those things where, it's like high school baseball coach mentality is to scream it out of you. And then that doesn't work, of course. And then when the guy comes in and is like being all sweet to you and trying to talk to you, then you're a high school boy and you're just like, God, don't talk to me like that. I can figure this out. Sorry, I'm just weird. I mean, I wasn't even like, I didn't smoke weed, nothing like that, nothing hard. I was a nicotine guy, drank some weekends, you know? It is what it is. Oh, dude, this is a good one. We can almost close on this. Tate's Creek baseball, dude. I was a junior in high school, kind of in the middle of this yippie thing. And I'm driving from the baseball field down to the athletic training, like in the gym or whatever, to get my ankles taped up. And I'm with, I'll say his name. He's a stud, Corey Kingsley. Shout out Corey Kingsley. Some of you guys know the name Corey Kingsley. That he was a ripper, dude. Stud pitcher, 6'1", 6'2", big old thick boy, threw the ball hard. Ended up going and playing at U of L, Louisville. He was a D1 guy, stud. And we were driving down. He was going to go get some work on his arm, and I was going to get my ankles taped. And we're driving down. This dates the story. I open up the center console to get a burned CD out. We wanted to listen to, like, I don't know, Young Jeezy or the Carter one. And no ceilings. And I open up his middle console, and this is statute of limitations. Don't worry, Mrs. Kingsley. I saw a little one-hitter in there. A little one-hitter. And I go, what is that? And he starts laughing. And he was a senior at the time, and he tells me, he's like, you know, it's a little weed. You got the weed here. Pop it out, dig it. You just get one little hit. And I remember being like, dude, you are signed to go to Louisville. You're really good. You throw the ball 93 miles an hour in high school. Like, you're a stud. You do this? That is so crazy. I can't believe you do this. Because, I mean, I was like team weed is bad, you know. I was taking drug tests and in the DARE program and all this. So it blew my mind that Corey Kingsley had a one-hitter. True story, bro. The next night, I'm at home doing some homework like the young studious boy I was. And I needed a highlighter. So I go to my dad's desk in his office, open up his drawer to get a highlighter. There's a one-hitter sitting right there. The exact same one-hitter. I remember having the thought, are my dad and Corey Kingsley friends? Or did my dad steal? Like, what? All the thoughts. Because I had learned what a one-hitter was like 18 hours before. And then the next night, I was in my dad's office, and he had one. And I'm thinking, Corey Kingsley and my dad smoke weed? What? What is going on? It can't be that bad, right? If they do it, if this kid, he's a stud, and then my dad, he's the coolest dude I've ever met. If they smoke weed, it can't be too bad. Can't be too bad. Maybe I'll just take a little nip off this, right? So I didn't know anything about it. I didn't know how much it stunk or anything. So I just took my dad's one-hitter, went into our kitchen, my mom and dad's kitchen, turned on the sink with water as hot as it could go. Then I boiled a pot of water so that it was steaming. So the sink and the sink and the pot of water were boiling, and the kitchen was filling up with steam. And then I just smoked weed in my parents' kitchen and blew the smoke into the steam. And I thought that would like alleviate the smell. And then I remember I went to the refrigerator. My mom had like a loaf, you know, like a roll, you know, it's like the swirl of cream and then they roll it up or whatever. It's like a banana bread type thing. And I was just eating it like a burrito. I'm just eating a loaf, like a sugar loaf, eating it like a burrito. Like a pumpkin roll. It was a pumpkin roll. It was a pumpkin roll. And I was eating a pumpkin roll like a burrito. And the whole house smelled like weed. And my brother came down, and he had been smoking weed since he was 8. So he was like, did you get high? And I looked at him, and I was like, yeah. And he goes, where'd you get the weed? And I go, Dad smokes weed. And then that was just an important part of our life. Shout out to my dad. He's retired now. It doesn't matter. I never knew. It was one of those weird things where it's like, we've gotten high a couple times together very passively. It's not like, you want to do this? It was like this known thing that we both did it for like a decade, you know, and then slowly start doing it. But I kind of like the disconnect. I like that my dad is, you know, he's always handled his business. taking good care of us. And then for like 18 years, he got high at night, and I had no idea. And then we didn't say anything about it for like 12 years. It was awesome. Shout out Mike. Shout out everybody. Shout out you guys. Absolutely, we're doing this. I was just talking about it with podcast dad Aiden. I think we're going to fire up the guests here soon. So if you're listening right here in the 11th hour, then you're a real one. We're going to fire up the guests. And, man, DM me, text me, comment if you think that this is a shitty deal or not. I think the guests are going to be Patreon, man. We, Aiden and I,
please comment.
Yeah, comment on this. Comment. Don't text me. DM me. No, comment on this. I think we're gonna start having some guests. There's a lot of guests here in Nashville who live here, who are in and out of town. I know a lot of interesting people, and as much as we love doing this with you guys, and we truly do, not to bastardize it, we do have to try to monetize it even just a little bit. So we're going to have some sick guests on, and they're going to be behind a paywall. And if that makes me a capitalist pig, then let me know, and we will figure something out. But thank you for being here, as always, and we love you very much. And from me and Aiden here at the Absolutely Hub, we'll see you later. Woohoo!